So I want to keep this video very short. I want to tilt my hat off to DJ Akademiks for being the best competitor I've ever witnessed in my entire life. I came into TikTok desperately trying to carve a lane where nobody else was touching. For those who don't know, I'm into business. I've been studying business my whole life. And one thing about business is when you're small, you have to make sure you get in where there's no competition. So my whole prerogative since I joined TikTok in the hip hop space was to speak on topics that other content creators were incentivized to stay away from. And guys, when I tell you that there's not a single topic that DJ Akademiks is not too shy to touch on, he is literally the black Joe Rogan. I kid you not. The problem with entering a specific industry with too much talent so early on is the bigger guys are just going to come in and take whatever they can take from you. But I was under the assumption that literally no other content creator in the world would be willing to touch on the same topics that I touch on. I was under the assumption that no other content creator would be brave enough to touch on these topics. But I was grossly mistaken. I grossly underestimated the market. DJ Akademiks is literally a beast. I mean, let's just keep it a stack. Every other content creator is not willing to touch on the topics that I touch on. Literally the only other person that I see on the internet willing to touch on the topics that I touch on is DJ Akademiks. So the next time you guys wonder why a specific person, whether it's an artist or a content creator, if you wonder why they're so big, it's because they're able to spot the competition before the competition grows. And let me give you guys an example of how this looks like. If I make a video about Chris Brown, DJ Akademiks will go live and speak about Chris Brown for 2 hours straight. When I initially started, I figured I wanted to be maybe a red pill hip hop content creator, but I figured it wasn't my style and it didn't really suit my character, so I stepped away from it. So then I was like, damn, I need to find a new edge on TikTok. I need to carve out a different lane. What am I going to do? What's going to be my approach? So I stumbled upon a guy called Ben Shapiro, and that led me over to Jordan Peterson, and then that led me over to Candace Owens. And then I was like, these guys are geniuses. And this was around the time Young Thug and YSL got locked up. I stepped away from TikTok for a little while to find a new lane because I was kind of confused as to how I wanted to approach it moving forward. So I jumped in on the YSL and Young Thug wave kind of late with a whole new different approach. And it was a conservative approach rather than red pill. And guys, I kid you not, 3 days later, DJ Akademiks had Candace Owens on a podcast. At that point, I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to occupy a single lane to myself. So I might as well just stop trying. Regardless, I just want to tilt my hat off to DJ Akademiks for the inspiration and for showing me at which level the game could be played at. I'm just going to end it here. Shout out to Akademiks. He's the GOAT. Plain and simple.